The light bright. Y'all see my shirt? I got plenty of these little type shirts or what have you. Anywho, I was uh I was watching a video earlier. Uh Floyd Money Mayweather. Floyd what do you say? The money team. Anyway, man, Floyd Floyd basically having the time of his life, what have you. Floyd got this money, he earned his money, everybody know he box, he fight for a living, and he win most of his fights. So anyway, he got this money, man, and he's out having the time of his life with it. And I want to first off saying a lot of his videos inspire me, you know what I mean? And I just, after seeing this one particular video he made, I guess someone like lumped all of them together, but he made a pretty good video, just to show you, how Floyd living, and just a lot of the things he engaged in and how he spent his money that he earned. Anywho, man, it's like the title of this video I would want to be "Damn if you do, damn if you don't." In other words, guys, it's a double-edged sword. If you haven't found that out in your journey of life, or as you continue to go through life, you will find out it's a double-edged sword. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. I mean, here's a guy who whether he sold his soul, whether he fight for a living, here's a guy who's spending his money having what people would call fun, or what he see as lavish, or what he know to be as fun, doing his thing, and with a lot of the people and comments and things you hear, damn if you do, damn if you don't. I mean, again, man, I always use Oprah as an example. Oprah's like a household name. For those of y'all who don't get into boxing and don't know who Floyd Mayweather is, he a boxer. But anyway, like I was saying, I always go back to Oprah. Oprah got all that money. She should do this. She should do that. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. Ooh, is people starving? People should give out handouts since they got all of this money. And I get what they're saying, and I get where they're going. But I mean, damn if you do, damn if you don't. That's what you're gonna find out about life, man. People, you can't make everybody happy. Get up, get up, get up. Everybody's not gonna be happy, man. Everybody have their own perception. People always put off their perception on others. If they a certain way, or they feeling mushy or soft hearted at the time, oh, if I had all of that money, I'll do this. But you don't have all of that money, so you don't know what the hell you would do. If you got all that money, hell, who's to say the IRS not down your back, and you got to pay taxes? What about the million people that come out of the woodwork and say they're your friends, your family, this, that, and the third? I mean, I just think people are not open enough to, like I say, open enough to just to see that, to see the different point of views and perceptions, meaning it's not that gravy, man. I mean, it's not that gravy. I mean, put yourself in the 50 Cent shoes, or that's another person who has money or what have you, and it's like, all right, let me just use myself. How's that? Imagine me trying to hang out with a Floyd Money Mayweather, Oprah, or 50 Cent. Like, half of the venues they attending are events. I can't afford that. I mean, I can't afford that. And let's just say one of those guys, all of them, we were all genuine friends. That means they would have to carry my damn weight. They would have to carry my weight because I don't have the money. I'm not I'm not fortunate enough, or I'm not, as some would say, blessed enough, to have that fortune, to afford certain designer clothes, go on these expensive trips, buy these expensive meals. I can't afford it. So where do I fit in unless they're gonna carry my weight? Now, I'm from the old school. I'm a grown ass man. I don't need no one carrying my weight. If you're going to show me how you did it and help me climb the ladder, that's one thing. But for as a handout goes, what grown man want a handout? I mean, well, it's a lot of them with hair on their face and even over the age of 21 who would love a handout. I'm sure. I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them. So, in other words, we're not all the same. You know what I mean? So it's almost like, well, it's what it is. It's like I'm engaging in the mayhem. Meaning, for some, this may change their mind or help them be more open. You know, to see different points of views and different perceptions. You know, but again, how once perceive the world, they like to put it off on the next person. You know, and it's almost like a form of control. This is how you should live. This is what you should do with what you have. This is how you supposed to be. Who the hell told you that? Where did you get that from? Unless you putting your perceptions off on someone else. You know, so again, it's like just seeing that. I just wanted to make a part one, and like I say, I know definitely I'm gonna pick back up on it. You know, and possibly have a part two or part three. But again, damn if you do, damn if you don't. You know, it's like it's a double-edged sword. It's a shotgun with a barrel at both ends. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like back to that duality: good, bad, right, wrong, sunny day, rainy day, yin yang, God, the devil, yes, no, black, white. You know what I'm saying? We all have to make choices, you know. So I just want to highlight, you know, to the people who feel where I'm coming from and know what I'm saying. Meaning, if you sit back and you did the best you can to do right your whole life, there's somebody out there the doggone the piss and shit on you. Well, you ain't do this. Well, you didn't do that. Well, you should have did this. You should have did that. You sit back, you do bad your whole life. Ooh, you bad. You could at least did right. You could at least did this, you know. And it's like, it's a hot mess. It's a hot mess out here. So a lot of times when I you know hear some of the comments or see some of the things people say about others, if they'll do it to them, they'll do it to you. They'll do it to me, and that happens. You know, it don't happen often like to me, like how it happened to like those big celebrities or those big name, the big name people. You know, like I say, regardless if they sold, that's on them. I mean, I feel the way I feel, and I have to, I guess, finding people that support and feel the way I feel, and that's supposed to, like, I guess, alleviate some of the strain or some of the mayhem, and again, that's something I would advise to others, because if you're a person that does right or try your best to do right, then find the ones that do right, and and that support where you are. That way you guys can move in the same direction, and vice versa. If you someone who do bad, you scheme and you plot, and you just got all of these vindictive or malicious ways, then I'm sure you'll find the ones, that are like you know what I mean, to justify your ways. And that's pretty much it in the handbag, you know what I mean? But you definitely shame the devil when you tell the truth, and you speak on the truth. You shame the devil. You know what I mean? It's no different from having a buddy who's I'm trying to think of an analogy. He's robbing, he or she robbing someone, and you saying, "Hey, look, man, that's not right. You taking from somebody who don't have, or you stealing from somebody, you know, someone belongings or things that don't belong to you. That's not right. How do you think that person gonna feel? You're not supporting them. That means you're against them. They not gonna be too proud or so happy. All right. So that's all. I mean when I say you shame the devil when you tell the truth. When you stand on principles and something solid and real, is you shame the devil. If the let's just say the devil into lies. Then that mean the and vice versa. this entity stand for the truth, something right. You know what I mean? So again, don't nobody want to hear no damn truth, man. That shit hurt. You know what I'm saying? You got some, I mean, you could take somebody on a smaller level. You don't even have to be no big name celebrity, man. Such and such got this. Such and such got a 5-bedroom house or a 3-bedroom house. Two of those bedrooms, he or she not using. They could do this. Why won't you do it? Why won't you do it? You know what I'm saying? It's almost like, people. I mean, it's a fucking rat race, man. I mean, it's crazy a lot of times, and I just wanted to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, you shame the devil when you tell the truth. Not just that. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. You could. I like the. You know what? Let me quote uh, one of the realest and only real president that I ever heard of and know, JFK. And like I heard him say, an error doesn't become a mistake unless you refuse to correct it. So oftentimes people make mistakes and people do things that they don't even know what it means or don't even understand it. But if you never take the time to figure it out and correct it, it definitely becomes a mistake. An error, of course, becomes a mistake if you refuse to correct it. So again, an error doesn't become a mistake unless you refuse to correct it. So if you somebody who started off life rough, you know what I mean, but then you found some type of balance, or you got your mind together and you say, wait a minute, this not right. Let me make some adjustments. You know what I mean, and you change your life for the better. Kudos to you. You know what I mean, and I feel like if more people were to do that, especially in this country, America, because it's a lot go on. I'm talking about, I don't think people even take the time to try to understand a lot of what we do that we think is right. It's not right. From a lot of the things we support, from a lot of uh, our allies that we support, and a lot of us don't even take the time to even know what a lot of this stuff mean, that we're doing and that we stand for. I mean, it be something that's, killing more than what we have to, meaning when it comes to our food, even when it comes to a lot of these wars, you know what I mean? A lot of people will sit back and say, oh, well, I'm against war. I don't think we should, go and fight other countries, this, that, and the third. But then they would pledge allegiance to a war flag. I didn't know that was a war flag. Prime example. So it's kind of like a lot of things we do, or a lot of things people do in this country, they don't even understand. They've been lied to. They've been brainwashed by the same very people, who they want to. I guess it's safe to say control or govern them, are the same ones that's leading them into harm's way. And they not even taking the time to rectify the situation whatsoever. So again, damn if you do, damn if you don't. It's a double-edged sword, But what I will say is, if you're not going head on, then you're moving in the same direction. So, like I say, you can find balance. If you think it's best to move in the same direction, move in the same direction. If you think it's best to go head on, go head on. Because either way it go, I mean, it's a double-edged sword. So like I say, let me know how y'all feel about it. I hope it wasn't too confusing. But like I say, it was just how I was feeling for the moment. You know what I mean? And like I say, let's create a dialogue. All right, peace out.